But still at the right-hand end, there is a threat. The police, again, staying their ground. And no sign yet of players from Juventus. But now here they come. Still things being hurled from the terraces, cans and whatever a hand can be laid on. And although Bonini led out the Italian team to a scene which is now returning to a football match, Scirea, the official captain, is now in his place. But there are still considerable problems at the Italian end of the ground. All the officials tonight come from Switzerland, but they don't care who comes from anywhere. They're just going to cause trouble, and finally the police have decided they have to get among the crowd. Fence has been broken at that end. And the public address announcer reading through the Juventus team. Team photograph of the holders of the European Cup, Liverpool. And what a contrast it is between looking at footballers and looking at scenes of trouble on the terraces and the police. That's the Juventus lineup, showing only one change, in fact, from the team that beat Liverpool in the Super Cup, the return of Tacconi in goal. And the match at the moment is 1 hour and 25 minutes late as the coin is finally tossed between the two captains. And I would imagine the teams are going to stay as they are at the kick-in. Liverpool have had their worries about Walsh's stomach muscles, Lawrenson's right shoulder, and Ian Rush's right hand. But Joe Fagan's last choice is the team that he wanted. Three new to European Cup finals: Beglin, Walsh and John Wall. The referee, a former professional footballer, indeed at international level, Andre Dena, who also has a degree in chemistry and is a director of a concrete firm, a cement making firm. So the match will begin with fires on the terraces, with policemen in riot gear poised to stop any problem at its start. And in fact, the teams have changed ends. So Liverpool defending the goal to our right. Still the fires to put out. And can the players now produce a quality of football to at least make us, for the next hour and a half, dismiss as far as is possible from our minds the scenes which preceded this 30th final of the European Champions Cup. It's Mark Lawrenson for Liverpool and Phil Neal, the captain. He has shown himself to be a leader of men off the field as well as on. The ground is ringed by policemen, and to our right there is a rather larger group defending a hole in the terraces. Good challenge by Lawrenson. And Cabrini coming up for the throw. First touch, I think, for Platini. but he was well surrounded. Rush. Paul Walsh, still feeling the stomach muscle problem. Lawrenson. Oh, he had to hurry a bit, in fact, needed the help from Alan Hansen. Bush Grobbelaar does well to save the corner. Liverpool with the chance to make the trophy their own. 5 victories will give them the cup. And Juventus with the chance to become the first side to win all 3 European competitions: the Champions' Cup, the Cup Winners' Cup and the UEFA Cup. They won the Cup Winners' Cup last year and the UEFA Cup back in 1977. Free kick to Liverpool. And I have a feeling that Mark Lawrenson has hurt his shoulder again as he went into that challenge. And I think we're going to have an early substitution. He's played for just over 2 minutes and he's going to be replaced. The right shoulder, he fell awkwardly and he comes off looking a very sorrowful figure. And on the field comes Gary Gillespie. Liverpool using one of their 2 allowed substitutes already. Going off with Roy Evans. Evans, one of the backroom boys, obviously affected by the decision of Joe Fagan that this is his last match in charge. Here's Boniek. Gillespie's first challenge. Dalglish tonight playing in midfield with Rush and Walsh forward. And Walsh has gone too far forward and is offside. Stefano Tacconi. Got his place back. And up front he has 2 men. One of them Rossi. And Juventus in their 2 defeats in the European Cup final conceded a goal inside the first 10 minutes and never recovered from that fact. Rossi. A little theatrical, but there was a trip. The acting came from Cabrini. Platini's first free kick, but not in a dangerous position. Here's Boniek. Marco Tardelli. Offside against Platini. Frenchman well offside. Twice the European Footballer of the Year, and certainly the key to his own side's future in this contest. And possibly the key to the whole match. It's Alan Hansen. Played in 3 of the previous 4. Phil Neal, the only player to have played in all 4 previous European Cup finals for Liverpool going back to 1977. Scored in 2 of them too. On by Rush, away by Brio. Whelan. Feeling is understandably all a little unreal. Dalglish. Away by Cabrini. Rossi to Bonini. Offside. In fact, as you would have observed, it was Rossi forward. So far, the marking of the players up front. Brio is marking Rush, and Favreau is marking Walsh. Here they are, 2 last mentioned, and the free kick against Favreau. Durer wears number 6 and plays at the as the spare man at the back for both his club and his country, and he captains both of them. Wheeler leaves it to Jim Beglin, and the flag is up for offside. Steve Nicol. Nicol came on as a substitute in the final in Rome 12 months ago. And then missed the first penalty of the competition, but he was rescued. Dalglish. Walsh. Briaski and Rossi forward. Cabrini in possession. Bonini. And the whistle has gone. And the first signs of a real contest on the football field between Dalglish and Bonini. Is Platini looking to get Rossi away. Beglin. Kept Alan Kennedy out of the side. Kennedy, who's been unfit and only played one in the last 8 matches, but he was fit and available for selection, but Joe Fagan staying with Beglin. Rush, you notice, with a plaster on his right hand. And that was the result of getting in the way of a shot from Kenny Dalglish in practice, and I think there may well be a bone broken. Certainly it's caused him a lot of pain and cost him a bit of sleep. Neal with the free kick. Walk looking to get up. Chirea does. But there was a push, says the Swiss referee. Tardelli, one of the internationals on the field. Bonini is not so because he likes to keep his citizenship of San Marino. Favreau. Rossi, Boniek. Good challenge by Gillespie. Boniek going out to the left. Briaski coming in the inside right position is Tardelli. Just a little bit too long for him to have any real chance of getting control. Liverpool's 21st consecutive season in Europe. For the record, it's Juventus' 22nd. Liverpool have been hugely the more successful. This is Bonini. No question of a trip by an opponent, he tripped over himself. Walsh trying to pull Favreau away. Hansen. And Briere allowing him to turn. And giving the ball away to Nicol for a moment at least, and Platini then claimed it. Tardelli. Rossi. Working hard to lose Beglin, but hasn't succeeded. Platini. Tardelli. Past the 10-minute mark. No score. Gillespie. First comes short, then tries to go away. Gillespie rather lost concentration. And at least this time Juventus have survived conceding an early goal. They did so against Ajax in '73, and they did so against Hamburg in '83. It proved to be the only goal of the match on both occasions. Dalglish. Oh. Free kick against Tardelli. No attempt to get the ball, just to block the man. Rush has taken a position just inside the 18-yard area, centrally placed. Walsh is between him and the kicker, Ronnie Whelan. 3 making the run now, 2 on the far side. Gillespie is the furthest over. Beglin could change the angle and does. Only to Platini. One member of the police force showing a certain ability at the football and inadvertently helped Liverpool as a result. That's good play. It's a goal kick.
Well, with Mark Lawrenson having gone off with a damaged shoulder, it leaves Liverpool a little bit short at the back as far as pace is concerned, especially when you think that Platini is sending very long balls up for Briaschi and Paolo Rossi. Very, very fast forwards. Nevertheless, the strain seems to have relaxed a little bit after this first few minutes, and now we have a football match rather than the terrible situation we started with.
And this time Tardelli is the innocent man. Taken early by Platini, looking for Cabrini. Walsh stayed onside. Rush is moving towards the middle. Cabrini away for the Italians. 3 forward, Boniek starts his run. Boniek not only a player of great pace, but his timing of the run is often so exquisite and so damaging to defenders who suddenly find a man running past them, staying onside and looking for the through ball. Platini, often the supplier, but unable to find Tardelli there. Tardelli, thought to be moving from Juventus at the end of the season and going to Fiorentina. Suggested there would be a bit of a break-up in the Italian team. Handball. It's Whelan. And Brio starting to come forward, and the first shots of Juve. Grobbelaar poised. Most of the threat is coming on his right-hand post, although Boniek goes first. Platini gets up, away by Gillespie, only to Scirea. Cabrini. And away by Beglin. Rush holding his right arm somewhat awkwardly. Darvish and Briaschi, who's been doubtful with a knee injury, didn't seem too happy in that challenge. Dalglish. Dalglish looking for what would be his 21st goal in his 80th European match. Platini. Cabrini. Free kick given, although Rossi was always falling. And he turned into Neil. Platini. Boniek. Platini. Well played by Alan Hansen. Nice to see Alan Hansen leading a counter. Playing for an Italian team, he'd be an excellent libero. He has the ability to come forward from the back as the spare defender. Here's Rush. Dalglish. Possible shooting chance, didn't seem to want it. Walk. He did. It's a goal kick. The first real goal attempt coming precisely on the 15-minute mark. Favreau. Nickel. If you intended that, it suddenly created a lot of space. This is Neil. 4 waiting. Well claimed. Tardelli. (31 in September). Played 78 times for Italy. And the Swiss referee being very precise as to where he wants the throw to be taken. Boniek gets away with it. It's a little dangerous. Got Cabrini available. Rossi, Briaschi and Platini all forward. Platini coming to take over. And Boniek continued the run and ran straight into Neil. Tardelli. Platini. Bonini. Looking for the return. Hansen was between the two. And a slight gesturing and waving of arms by Boniek and Alan Hansen. Brio. Not the best of challenges by Ronnie Whelan. Chidea. I'm happy to report that there is calm all around the ground. The riot police with the goal to our right have been able to withdraw and sit down, and indeed some of them at least are watching the match. And they're watching Bonini. Offside against Rossi. Hansen. 2 up, 4 in midfield for Liverpool. Gillespie. Neil. Hansen. Very much the European pace of football. Nickel. Walsh. Teasing Favreau a bit. Brio's header. Neil and Walsh not reading each other's mind. Boniek wants obstruction for that. It's quite unbelievable. Pole, incidentally, who leaves here after the match and is being flown by a private jet, played by Mr. Agnelli, who's the backer of Juventus. And he's flying to Pisa and on eventually to play for Poland in the World Cup in Albania tomorrow. Rush. Nickel. Walsh trying to get walked through. And here's Steve Nickel. Ronnie Whelan unmarked on the far post. And he's pulling away. The cross was a disappointing one. Cabrini couldn't keep it in. Certainly, I think it's fair to say that there are good signs that both sides are prepared to go out on attack. Too many European finals have been decided by the only goal in recent years. Good play by Walsh, good try too. So much wanted to play in this match. And thought on Monday that his chance had gone because of his stomach muscle injury. Platini. Boniek. Tardelli. Briaschi. Signed from Genoa last summer, cost £1.2 million. It's the highest in the transfer merry-go-round that happens each summer in Italy. It's Boniek. Could be involved this time. Looking for the return from Platini. Good play by Steve Nickel. Nicol and Cabrini. And a bit of pushing by Antonio Cabrini. Neil to take the free kick. Walsh and Rush on the edge of the box. Changing positions, but not markers. Tardelli. And that's a Liverpool corner. And Kenny Dalglish to take the first corner of the contest. Nicol has come across to the near post. Gillespie is up as well. Another corner off Favreau. Walsh putting away to the far post. Rush has come further across. Gillespie, good claim again. Although he lost it for a second. I think he was fouled, the goalkeeper. But he was very positive in coming for the ball. Well, we're halfway through the first half. No score. And if you've joined us late, the match kicked off very late because of problems in the crowd, which resulted, I'm sorry to say, in death and injury. Players finally coming onto the pitch to try and lift a very sad occasion. Kick-off was delayed for 1.5 hours. Here's Bonini to Tardelli to Boniek. All a little bunched, and there were 2 players offside for Juventus. Rush turning comfortably away from Brio, and there are certain areas of the field where Brio is quite happy to let him turn and go away. Whelan, and Brio forced to come and collect him and concede a free kick. Five Liverpool players in the area of the far post. Rush moving further away to make the fifth, and then changes his mind, comes the other way. It was marked then by Tardelli. Dalglish to take it. Trying obviously for the top corner.
Well, I must say that when I first saw the pace of the front runners of Juventus, I was particularly worried because it was quite ominous. But nevertheless, as the game has worn on, I found that Paul Walsh and Ian Rush have found lots and lots of time to collect the ball, and they are very, very tightly marked. Walsh in particular seems particularly confident and is enjoying this match.
Rossi pushes out to Jim Beglin. Hansen. Tardelli. Platini. Looking for the return. And Rossi was waiting for the bounce. Free kick was given, but taken from 10 yards further forward. Frenchman Michel Platini makes an observation which presumably a Swiss would have understood. Seems to me that most Swiss can speak at least 3 languages, and a fourth that nobody can understand, called Swiss German. Tardelli will take the kick from the proper place, and Walsh makes a rather untidy and unnecessary challenge on the captain of France. He takes the kick from about 4 yards further forward this time. Tardelli. And Dalglish to tidy up. And Platini none the worse for wear, but Bruce Grobbel are waiting to be sure of that fact. Borsch, Nickel, Neil. And Borsch are judged to have moved too soon. Juventus coming through to the final by beating Yves Tampere of Finland. 6-1 on aggregate, obviously getting 3 in the first game. 6-2 against Grasshoppers of Zurich, 3-1 against Sparta Prague. They won 3-0 at home and lost away. And then 3-2 against the French champions Bordeaux, winning 3-0 at home and getting through with a bit of a scrape away where they lost 2-0. Brio, Tardelli, Neil, always available if he sees an attacking possibility. Here's John Walk, a bit more room behind him than he realised. Dalglish trying to chip a goalkeeper who'd started to move forward, but a man considered as being the favourite as the future manager of Liverpool has not found his touch yet from free kicks and chips. Dalglish. Sure, incidentally, that an announcement will be made on Friday about the management position. Tardelli starting to pinch a few yards, and Mr. Dana waving him back. Rossi, Beglin, good spin, well used. Dalglish, Marco Tardelli made it his. Neil getting rather caught, and this is Briaschi. Rossi to his right, Boniek further over. Briaschi loses control, and it cost him everything. Kind of an all fall down. And which way is the free kick going? It's going to Juventus because Rush was trying to hold off his man. Platini. Rush. Bit of push and pull. Rossi was the offender. Rossi has not had a good season. Hadn't managed to get on the score sheet until December. Paul Walsh shooting the ball really well. Walsh. Dalglish. Alan Hansen. And half an hour the match has gone. No score. And that's cut out by Platini. The pace of the counter. This is Rossi. Platini wants it back. Briaschi is up on the attack as well, so is Boniek. Reinforcements from behind. One of them is Cabrini, and it's his shot, and it produces a very good save by Bruce Grobbel. Typical Juventus break, all sorts of possibilities on. Front players taking positions, and it was laid back to Cabrini. He hit it not quite as quickly as the replay suggested, but it even so was a fine save. Nickel. Walsh didn't make it. Platini winning the ball well. And they're trying to get Walk in. The flag stays down, but the opportunity goes away. And Stefano Tocconi thought that the flag should have been raised. The linesman was absolutely level. And the referee has called a halt to give a free kick. It's a live little ball placed through, and they appeal for offside, but it was not. Whelan. Good running by Rush. Walsh is up. Nicol coming on the far side. And not a bad attempt by Ian Rush to surprise the goalkeeper, who was probably looking for the cross. Ian Rush, 26 goals this season. Puts him one behind John Walk. Favreau, after an unintentional embrace with Chirea, of which Chirea certainly came off the worse. Cabrini. Favreau. Platini. Never any intention by Liverpool to put a man on Platini all the way through. It's Chirea who's got forward from Tardelli, and Neil, who read it well, coming across the back. Well left by Tardelli. Platini forwards. And Grobbelaar making it look quite comfortable. Nicol. Every Juventus player has withdrawn to a defensive position. Good play by Rush, who was being held a bit by Brio too. Walk trying to turn his man, who is Bonini. And here's Ronnie Whelan. That's a good save. But I think it got a deflection initially before the goalkeeper had to turn it over. Really did well. Whelan's shot came up off the defender near to him, and I think it's worth recording that the save was applauded at both ends of the ground. So one save by each goalkeeper. Neil's cross. Walsh. A little bit tight for him. And Rossi on the break for Platini, who finds himself one-on-one with Alan Hansen. The French captain looked pretty early for support, I think. Boniek is offside. A little surprising that, Bobby, that Platini didn't seem to want to take him on.
Well, I think he realised that he just didn't have the pace, and I think he was slightly surprised that he didn't have as good a support as he thought he should have had. Nevertheless, when it was 1 against 1 and a world-class player like Platini, you would have thought they would have at least finished with a shot at goal, but not to be. The two good chances have come from Liverpool.
Whelan. Beglin. Walsh. And here's Rossi. Comfortable dummy and got a tickle in the rib from Davies. Almost a very good ball by Brzezinski, or for Brzezinski rather. Just a slight breeze blowing from left to right as we look. There. Straight to Platini. Walt was quick to get goal side of him and force the turn, which allowed defenders to cover better. Hansen away. Rush on the right touchline moves inside. Nicol takes his place. Horse waits in the middle. Nicol being forced away by Cabrini. And the referee looks at the linesman, and the verdict is a goal kick. Boniek. Bonini. Walsh, looking very nippy indeed. That's the on from Dalglish. Walsh looks for Whelan, number 8. Nicol at the back. Good header by Cabrini, needed to win it. Tardelli. Krieski, a lone figure forward for Juventus in the centre circle. And now Platini is taking a position on the right, and Boniek is going at them. Oh, what a good run! And clearly tripped by John Walk. And the yellow card, quite rightly shown to John Walk. Lovely break by Boniek. Pace and control, and only denied by a foul. Seemed to show a lot of it initially to Whelan, then cut inside him, took on 2 others, got right through, and Walk had no chance of getting to the ball. And it's around 38 yards out, I suppose, a bit too far for Platini. And Tardelli strikes one and is well wide. Taking in the Irishman, giving it back to Bruce Grobbelaar. And here's the Scotsman. Alan Hansen. And another, Gillespie. Rush the Welshman. Italian ball. Five minutes of the half remaining. No score. Whelan. Neil. Hansen. Whelan starts to run forward in the inside left position. Walsh is in the inside right. And very nearly found Rush. Rush will move just too soon. See there. Free kick. That's Gillespie. Bonini. Antonio Cabrini. Zbigniew Boniek. Italian triangles involving a Frenchman inevitably. Rossi. Chirea is forward in the right wing position at the moment. Tardelli just behind. corner conceded. First that Juventus have had. Tardelli's cross, out by Walk. Only to Boniek, looking to go through again. Stopped by Jim Beglin. Quick look up to see where Rush was and found him. Rush needs support though. And the captain. And almost gets Walsh in. Good play by Liverpool. And Walsh is the player down hurt, so he may well be holding the stomach. Bonini. Anthony. Briaski. The other end of the field, Walsh has limped off. Ronnie Moran has gone round to attend to him. Cantini, won by Gillespie, out by Nicol. Bavaro. We've into the last 2 minutes of the first half. Platini. Sneaking opportunity perhaps. He wants to get a bit closer. And the shot came from Boniek. And was certainly fiercely struck.
Boniek is particularly fast when he breaks from midfield there. He actually that was Platini that went down, but Boniek straight onto the ball and like lightning smashes it in. Tries his best to score the goal that might break the ice a little bit as far as the Italians are concerned. But they are very, very quick, and the midfield player do support the forwards much more quickly than the Liverpool setup just at the moment.
Hansen.
Well, the first half has gone particularly well for Liverpool, because after they lost Lawrence, I thought that they might struggle a wee bit. But nevertheless, they've kept to the job, they've marked properly, and they've controlled most of it, except for that little dash that they seem to have from in the middle of the field, usually based by Platini. And this man here, Boniek, one of the fastest players, and probably passing the ball to the best left-back that I've ever seen, Cabrini.
Platini. Outside of the boot, looking to get Cabrini in, and does. Too high for Briaski. Didn't arrive at Tardelli. Rossi. Platini. Tardelli. Chirea once more forward in attack. The referee has a check of the watch, the stadium clock indicating that time is up. Just the one statistic, a booking for John Walk. We reach half-time with the score Juventus 0, Liverpool 0.
De la tragedia flotando sobre los dos equipos, no llegaban los goles. Enseguida les contamos lo que ocurrió en la segunda mitad. Hasta ahora. Estamos de nuevo con ustedes. Les recordamos que estamos viviendo la final de la Copa de Europa del año 1985 en Bruselas, en Heysel. Una final que se recordará por lo ocurrido antes, por los incidentes, gravísimos incidentes que acabaron con 39 muertos, más de 600 heridos en este choque entre Juventus y Liverpool. Un choque entre...
Juventus attacking the goal to our left. Chirea, the man at the back, although he got forward quite a lot during the first period. Tardelli. Bonini. Just put in. And I noticed that Craig Johnson has come on wearing number 16, presumably in place of Paul Walsh. Just checking around, yes, in place of Paul Walsh. Craig Johnston, who was himself substituted a year ago in the European Cup final, comes on this time as a substitute. So Liverpool have used both their substitutes, and both because of injury. Lawrenson going off in the second minute to be replaced by the man we were just looking at then, Gary Gillespie. And now Paul Walsh off just, well, he was injured just before half-time and replaced at the start of the second half by Craig Johnston. It's Ian Rush. Ronnie Whelan. Johnston really had no place to go. Breeze, if anything, a little bit stronger. And into Juventus faces. Dalglish makes the forward run. This is Whelan. John Walk. Too far for him, and he pushed his man. Bonini, second time in the match, he's managed to trip himself. Gillespie, it was just a clearance and nothing more. Chirea. Neil. The quicker timed his jump, the better. But the foot of Craig Johnston was up. Platini always happy to get the ball, never mind the fact that he was on that occasion marked by two men. Bonini trying to get Rossi away. Liverpool ball. He thought he was pushed, but the referee thought otherwise. O'Neill, who has now fixed his testimonial match, start of next season, on August the 12th against Everton at Anfield. Boniek. And again Boniek. Platini. Quite often trying to play the ball through the middle, and reasonably enough, because two or three times they've looked like being successful. Not really used too much width. Good control. Platini. Brieski offering a bit of width. Tardelli. Rossi. Ball back by a rush for Liverpool. Beglin. An unnecessary number of passes in defence for Liverpool, but they come away with it. Beglin. Rush. Chirea to him. Pass was really intended for John Walk, but he didn't continue his run, and I don't think he would have managed to collect had he done so. Platini. And the flag is up for offside. Trouble eye into the danger anyway. Gillespie. Hansen. Running by Hansen, but there's no chance of collecting that. Just the occasional natural football reaction, crowd reaction. But by and large, the stadium understandably and properly mooted. Johnson is on the left, Rash down the middle, and two coming behind him. Away by Cabrini. Briaski. Taken away by Walk. Position tidied by Neil. Good counter by Sergio Brio. Platini. A slightly surprising offside decision, I feel, against Rossi. Certainly surprised Rossi and Platini. There's a couple of time for a brief conversation. Gillespie. Walk. Rush the furthest forward for Liverpool. This is Dalglish. Hansen. Johnson a little bit surprised to receive it back, and he did well to make something of it. Mistake by Brio, but no danger. Neil. Whelan. Steve Nicol. Whelan has gone on. Comfortably cleared by Cabrini. The weight of the pass that just dropped the ball into the path of Bonini. Tardelli. Rossi. Boniek on the right side. Found by Scirea. And he was pulled surely by Jim Beglin. Was Zbigniew Boniek. Free kick quickly taken. Boniek in possession. Looking for the return. Came to Walk instead. Free kick against Dalglish. Or trying to get to a ball that he'd lost. Caught the man first. Now, this is a possible position for Platini to test Bruce Grobbelaar. By Hansen. Scirea. Brio. Scirea. Hansen. Rush, Johnston. It's playing rather deeper than Walsh did. And it's having its effect upon Liverpool's an attacking force. What a great ball by Platini to Boniek. Between two. Trip, was he? Yes, the penalty is going to be good. Combination of Gillespie and Hansen. Boniek is all smiles. And Juventus have the penalty. And the threat at one end, one through ball by Platini, created a threat at the other. Well, the initial trip looked to be outside and looked to be against Gillespie, but the referee said penalty. And Platini will take it. And he puts Juventus in front. Goal coming in the 11th minute of the second half. And it's Juventus' first goal in a European Cup final. And this their third. Trouble are going the wrong way. And although the trip may arguably have been outside the box, it was a lovely pass, it was a clear opportunity which was denied by the trip. And the resultant penalty has put the attacking side into the lead. Here's Rush. Whelan, Shirea. And for the record, we have to go back to 1970 to find a side that came from behind in a match to win the European Cup, when Feyenoord of Holland did so against Celtic. Bayern Munich forced a draw in this stadium back in 1974 and then won the replay, but they didn't manage to put it right back into one match. Jagish. Shot by Whelan, which disturbs only the photographers. And the fire is at the Juventus end. This pink firecrackers going off, which has drawn the attention of the riot police, but just almost a passing note this time. Free kick given to Juventus. Boniek. Gillespie's challenge. Whelan. John Walk. Neal. And the trip by Favreau. Is the referee's verdict on Craig Johnston. And the disagreement between Nicol and Cabrini. And a bit of an elbow then by Tardelli. Cut out by Rossi. Hansen. Looking for Walk, but too long. And with his reflections on the goal scored by Platini from the penalty spot. Bobby Charlton.
Well, it was a marvellous piece of skill. I mean, the sheer invention of Michel Platini when he actually saw Bonnier going on his long run and he picked him out perfectly. It was a fair decision, the penalty, even though it was debatable whether it was outside or inside the box. But nevertheless, tremendous skill from one of the world's great players, if not the greatest player.
Nickel. Johnston. Dalglish. Jim Beglin. Blocked by Massimo Bonini. Dalglish a little unlucky. Briaschi took it away from him. Hansen. Whelan. Dalglish. Whelan. That's a well-struck shot by Jim Beglin. Produced a good save too. Nickel. Good attempt at a comeback by Liverpool. Dalglish. Too strong. And it would be rather in keeping with Italian style for the Juventus side to sit now on their lead. But it's to be hoped it's a policy they won't apply. Gillespie. Favreau watching Craig Johnston. Gillespie. Hansen. Beglin. Rush. Chance of a break. He was pulled. Platini. Shirt was pulled back by Jim Beglin. Nickel. Neil. Dalglish. Walk starts the forward run. Cutting inside it with a little bit of space for Ronnie Whelan. And Rush. Thought he might get something of it, but it came off the head of Brio for a Liverpool corner. Walk. Clearance by Platini. Was there a push? Yes, the referee, I think, has given the free kick. finished too low in the league championship, in 6th place, to qualify for the UEFA Cup next season. But they are still involved in the Italian Cup, which has reached the quarter-final stage. Liverpool already assured of continuation in Europe, in football terms at least, by finishing second in our league championship. Neil. Schirer. Nickel. Just across. And very well hooked away by Tardelli. Neil. His foot really couldn't have been much higher. Whelan. And again, it was Tardelli who was marking his men. Got the header away. A long ball again for Boniek. Look at the face, and it's matched this time by Beglin. Good play by a coming-in fullback. Bonini. Tardelli. Boniek. Onside. It's Tardelli. Good challenge. Dalglish. Johnston. Faced as ever by Favreau. Goal kick. Craig Johnston, Bobby, not quite able to provide sort of style that Paul Walsh was providing.
No, he doesn't seem to be able to get the same amount of space that Paul Walsh was enjoying in the first half, and he is short of pace, so a bit of a lost cause trying to go past his defender that time. Nevertheless, they are giving a little bit more space to Liverpool in the middle of the field, and maybe they'll be able to break something down. And a chance here, a free kick outside the 18-yard area.
Looks as though Dalglish would be interested in having a crack. He tried one in the first half, but got much too much height on it. The referee having a little difficulty in getting Bonini and Schirer back the required distance. Neil is available on the right. 3 players far behind the wall on the left, and 2 close to the wall. And it's Beglin. And there was no power in the shot. Hansen. Dalglish. Neil. Bonini. Platini. Forward for Briaski. There's Gillespie for company, Boniek and Paolo Rossi for support, and Neil to take it away. Here's Alan Hansen. Neil. Johnston. It had to be a first time. Sadly for him, he didn't get it as he wanted. Platini has just finished as the top scorer in the Italian league, 18 this season, top scorer for the third year in succession, matches the record of Gunnar Nordahl back in the early 50s. He's still at present winning the European Cup for his side. Platini that is. Boniek. Down on the right, Rossi takes over, Dalglish suddenly appears, and the shot came from Briaski.
They are very quick on the break, Juventus, especially Boniek, and Briaski, the lad that fired the shot in there. Liverpool, obviously, they have to push forward the later that the game goes, trying to get this equaliser, and that will make them just that little bit more vulnerable to people like Platini and Boniek with the speed that they can counter-attack.
Rush trying to pull Brio out of the middle. Whelan has possession and is fouled. Beglin. Dalglish. Really fires it up to Rush. John Walk. Rush with a follow-up. Now what about that good challenge? The referee has a look. Liverpool obviously feel that was a reasonable claim for a penalty, and the referee has given a throw-in. I must say that it was a very harsh challenge by Bonini, and it was in the area, albeit the ball was going in the wrong direction, but that's not what counts. Well, it simply was a challenge from behind. The whistle has gone for a free kick indirect to Liverpool. Whelan. Craig Johnson who got the final touch to it. Hansen. It's done well. This is Nickel. Walk. Out by Shirea. Shirea the furthest forward. Time Boniek trying to be the provider. Free kick for the challenge from behind by Brio on Rush. Taken early, and anyway, Walk was offside. And all credit to Hakoni for his speed off the line. Certainly has justified his choice as number one. John Walk has had a remarkable record of goal scoring in Europe. 23 goals in his 34 games before tonight. And most of his goals, of course, for Ipswich Town. All bar 5. All collected by Giovanni Trapattoni, coach of Juventus. Johnson on the break. And the corner. Dalglish. Hansen. Gillespie. 5 waiting. And they can wait for a corner. Nicol to take. It's a very long way back. Some skill from Boniek. He's a bit disappointed that Rossi didn't collect that. Dalglish. On by Walk. Hoping to find Rush, but the flag was up anyway. Krajewski was battling. Ronnie Whelan off Bonini, his marker, for the corner. Nicol on the edge of the 6-yard area, Rush further over. Gillespie a Walk. Won by Brio. That's a good save from Ronnie Whelan. Second really good save that Stefano Tacconi has made. And Whelan denied again. Gillespie. Dalglish. Nicol. Bowing head of Sergio Brio. Under 10 minutes remaining. Liverpool, who previously had a 100% winning record in European Cup finals. And Juventus precisely the opposite. The Italians lead by the only goal scored by their Frenchman, Michel Platini, from the penalty spot in the 56th minute of the match. Useful ball by Neil. Nicol. And Rush couldn't get the power in the header he wanted. Liverpool have had a lot of possession since going down and have offered a not inconsiderable threat. Nicol's cross. Rush may have lost full sight of it as it came past Brio.
Yeah, it was always said that Ian Rush's heading wasn't his greatest asset. But nevertheless, he was in a good position there, and they have started conceding a lot of midfield, have the Italians, and it is helping Liverpool to get back into the game. Fortunately for the Italians also, the goalkeeper Tacconi has had a particularly brilliant game, and 2 shots that he had from Whelan were particularly outstanding saves.
Liverpool keeping the pressure on. Dalglish. Goalkeeper's right foot very high and very safe. Dalglish. Neil. Johnston. That was a good challenge by Favreau. Johnston really got away with him with that bit of cheek. Walk. Let it go to Whelan. Out by Shirea. Liverpool with almost total possession at the moment. An attempt by the Liverpool team to come back into it. Walk once more. Nicol, blocked by Cabrini. And a free kick has been given against Briaschi for holding off Gary Gillespie. And the Italians have 3 substitutes warming up. With 6.5 minutes showing remaining on the stadium clock. Still Platini's goal divides the teams. Corner. Shirea struggled, and Nicol was the header. I think the Italians want to make a substitution. Rossi is being replaced. Well, is he? No, Briaschi is being replaced. He decided he needed to come off. The player who's come on is Prandelli. He's the player usually brought on to just tighten things when the team are in a winning position. So it's a defensive player for an attacking one. Four and a half minutes left. Tacconi doing his job well to the end. Neil. Platini, it's bubbling a bit. Even so, he managed to find the man he was looking for, Rossi. Rossi took so long. Platini perhaps was caught in two minds as to whether he should be going forward at this stage of the game or not. Under 4 minutes for Liverpool to hold on to the cup. Need to win it outright. Down to Platini's goal. Caesar, and is well claimed. And the free kick has been given against John Wall.
Well, Liverpool have just over 3 minutes to go, and they've been conceded everything in the middle of the field now. If they are going to score, they probably will do it by getting some crosses in, because they have been in trouble sometimes, the Italians, from a defensive point of view on crosses. They certainly won't let anyone run past them, and they've brought on the substitute specifically just to tie things up in the middle of the field and close the game down, something that the Italians are world famous for, probably the best in the world at it, so it's a difficult situation for Liverpool.
Bodiek. Most concerned about keeping possession, and he doesn't get the free kick. Beglin got a little bit of a knock. Play well, Jim Beglin. Two minutes remaining. Italian champions leading the English champions by the only goal. And Juventus have a free kick, over which there will be no hurry. Liverpool now a minute and a half away from the failure to win a trophy in the season. And one has to go back 10 years for the last time that happened. And the Italians want to make another substitution. And the referee wants the clearance taken again, the goal kick taken again, so that Beniamino Vignola can come on in place of Paolo Rossi. Gillespie. Seconds ticking away, we're into the last 30 now. And all the noise is coming from the Juventus end. Hansen. Another to have had a fine game. And we're now playing the time that the Swiss referee has allowed for injuries and stoppages. Dalglish. Neil. He thought about the shot, and away goes Bonnier, taking on Gary Gillespie and Alan Hansen again. Neil. Well watched by Shirea. And Liverpool's run of success in European Cup finals comes to an end. Juventus create history by becoming the first side to win all three of the UEFA tournaments. The one goal in this European Cup final scored by their Frenchman Michel Platini from a fine move which he ended by scoring from.
What Liverpool, club and city hold dear, and friends of the game of football hold dear. So the Juventus team come for the European Cup. That is sure tonight. What is sure tonight is it won't be remembered as Juventus' Cup, even though it's the first time they've won it. It'll be remembered as the night on which football madness, still flickering in the ground, scored one of its most distasteful triumphs. The politicians, the administrators are saying it must not, it will not happen again. But the rabble who flock to see their heroes, if they are their heroes, must be sorted out and never allowed into a football ground again. And that's all been said before. The players, I gather, wanted to play the game. There must also have been a very strong judgment to be made by the authorities of what might have happened if they'd called it off. If those thousands of people, taught with emotion, had been unleashed onto the streets of Brussels. But now there is some release of a kind. But when will there be the effective answers to what has happened tonight? There's almost a no-go area on that terrace. One has seen these so-called fans taunting and jibing and throwing bricks at the riot police of Brussels, and they haven't been taken on. The striped shirts of Juventus are those in your picture. The Italian champions. The European Cup has avoided them until tonight. Lots of things avoided them until tonight. And there's no sign of the red shirts of Liverpool. And with the European Cup, there was very severe doubt whether the traditional ride round Liverpool of returning heroes would have gone ahead. But that's all conjecture now. A lap of honour before the trophy is accepted. A lap of honour before the fans who just a couple of hours ago had been standing watching the dead carried away under tarpaulins and national flags of Italy. So the questions again will be asked, were there any winners tonight? There'll be few who believe the game can survive if there are no effective answers soon to what's been seen. Tomorrow the inquest will begin here in Britain, in the offices of the administrators of the game in Europe. The blame will start to be apportioned, the solutions aired. Already there's conjecture that we may have seen the last British presence in Europe for a number of years if a tough line is taken, if the British element in the crowd is seen to be guilty, if the finger points at them. Not a